We have all heard stories of how businesses close down due to rising rents. But do you know that the landlords could be your parents, your friends, your colleagues, or even Tan Jie? What's wrong because while your favorite eateries are closing down, Tan Jie is earning lots of money. So, for a start, who is Tan Jie? Well, in the world of TikTok, Jie is basically anyone in Singapore lah. So in other words, I have clickbait you to click on this video. But it's true that any Tom, Dick, and Jie is causing the high short rent in Singapore, and not just rich greedy landlords who live in GCBs. Because like it or not, you could be the landlord of the shopping mall next to your house. Before anything, you need to know something about shopping malls. In Singapore, there are two types of shopping malls. The first are those old malls whereby each unit is owned by individuals in which they can either rent it out or sell their things there themselves. Basically, it's those malls that Hong is spot visits. These are called strata malls. The second type are REIT or development malls whereby they all have the same cookie cutter style with almost similar shops in all malls. REIT stands for Real Estate Investment Trust, and for this video, you don't need to know what a trust means. Anyways, these modern malls are owned by a developer or REIT and they rent each shop to individual businesses. So, for this video, we are not talking about strata malls but about REIT shopping malls. So, what are REITs? If you are looking to advertise your business in this channel, we can help you. There are guaranteed views and many big brands have trusted us. Just click on the link in the description. Before anything, do note that I'm simplifying everything. So if you want the cheap version, you can watch other videos. This channel is for 5 years old who watch Cocomelon. Now, let's create a few fictional malls called the Blue Mall, the Green Mall, and the Red Mall. These malls can be owned by a company called the Colorful Cats. And here's the thing, the Colorful Cats has many owners and anyone can invest in the Colorful Cats, whereby they buy a part of the Colorful Cats. And when I say anyone, I really mean anyone, as long as you can open a trading account. In fact, you can just buy a part of the Colorful Cats for a mere few dollars if you so desire. So, imagine you buy a liter of the Colorful Cats. Since the Colorful Cats own the shopping malls and you own part of the Colorful Cats, you essentially own part of the shopping malls. And if you own the shopping malls, what does that make you? Yeah, you are the rich, greedy landlord. But wait, owning just 0.0000001% of the malls means you cannot do much and you will not earn much, right? Well, you are wrong. You see, for Singapore REITs, they have to distribute at least 90% of their taxable income, which includes the rental income, to their owners, which is you. Therefore, essentially, if the rents in the Blue Mall, the Green Mall, and the Red Malls are high, you earn more. I know this sounds too good to be true, but it's true lah. This is why you have seen so many finance influencers in Singapore putting their monies into REITs just to earn the rental yield. But here's the thing, many malls in Singapore are owned by REITs. But if it's a share wing, won't everyone will have invested in it? Well, no lah. Firstly, because the shares of REITs are traded publicly, the share prices might drop. Secondly, nothing is guaranteed. What if rental yields drop? You as the landlord will not receive any money. Or what if interest rate goes up and the REIT have to pay more to the bank? Then you as the landlord receive less money. This can happen and it's the real risk. Nevertheless, the key thing to learn today is of course this. If you think high rents are causing eateries to close down, then you might want to look for Tan Jie lah. Because if you think about it, Tan Jie is the landlord and Tan Jie could be the cute colleague from the finance department who is type every lunch break one day. Now, to know how REIT malls use various ways to keep you in the mall, watch this. Also, follow me on Instagram if you have not done so, as we publish exclusive short videos there. Link in description. And if you want to advertise with us, even as a standalone video, do contact us. Thank you for spending almost 3 minutes with me. I really appreciate it and hope you learned something.